I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes you see familiarity. Are you dreaming, or on the edge of remembering? A song within a song within a song, or a video within a video within a video, makes for incomprehensible stuff. Hello! I was thinking of you because I just lit another candle for Bereka. I do have a message for her, and that is, apparently, this accident wasn't as much about her this time as it was about other people involved. I don't know which ones, but she's a cog in a wheel, as she already agreed to go through this. But because it's not really about her, it's not her karma, it's other people, then this should be all okay in a few weeks. So maybe sooner, but I don't get timelines, you know. But tell her, don't take this personally. Definitely don't feel guilty. she played the part she was supposed to play. Well done, even if it sucks. Once she accepts that, it can go smoothly. She won't be offering any resistance to this whole thing playing out for the other people. Well, she just takes care of business her way. That was transportation. I did not approach anything else. I can only focus on a couple little things at a time. Wait a second. Oh, good. Okay. I would hope so, but you never know. So that's the message. I'm also trying to send some energy for one of my sisters. Oh, good. Yeah, probably. I would be surprised if you didn't, actually. Okay, let's move this over. I think I'm going to have to... I don't want to do all this stuff before the holidays, but I think I'm going to have my new lenses laser cleaned, which is a drag. It only takes 45 minutes an eye, I think. Maybe it's 45 minutes for both eyes if I'm lucky. In any case, it means having to get all that set up, and it's a drag. So, but I know if that's the case, I'm not going to be able to go on much longer. I just don't want to mess up the holidays. I've got all this stuff going on right now. I'm really psyched, and I don't want anything getting in my way. Having to arrange even the trip right now, there's like at the end of the year, there were actually the only thing I had left I really wanted to deal with at the end of the year was my dentist, getting to a new dentist. And I did not get that. I still haven't called the dentist, a new dentist, to arrange, you know. I know I have a cavity, so I'll have to take care of it eventually. Because it reminds me now and then. Yeah. But don't... Oh, yeah, I know. You don't have to. You don't have to bug her. She should be getting the message to call you. So, let it just... If you don't hear, you know, by dinner time, then definitely, just so that she doesn't go through another night trying to carry a burden that's not hers to bear. Now, really, so much of the world would be so better off if we stop trying to carry other people's burdens. I mean, that doesn't mean don't help. You know what I mean? It's no, help wherever you can, obviously. But don't carry their burden, try to carry their burden for them. They have to experience their own voyage here. It doesn't last forever, and they chose it. So, as tempting as it is, you know, to carry somebody else's load, it's not always the wisest move. That's a hard lesson to learn. The more we love people, the harder it is to leave them alone, you know? I can be terrible with that. It's like I become mother of the world, and I want to just, you know, hand out the advice like chocolate chip cookies. So, I had fun this morning. I've been working all day since I got up. I really meant to do laundry, but instead I went to Zazzle and added a few items. So I made a couple of different wrapping papers. So I'm excited about that. One is just a 3-sheet set. So I used, figuring, you know, for the size and all, I used the February calendar with all the flowers, you know, and the pink and made that into 3 different designs for the 3 different sheets. So they all go together. The third one is almost like going through a kaleidoscope because I had it flipped. So you see the 2 feet opposite each other. So it looks really bizarre. But I made it small enough so that you get like this overall impression of a design. I hope it looks good on the paper because they said it's matte paper. Oh no. Let's see what you said. She picked up her mom's car about 45 minutes ago. The kids had a ride from airport for mother-in-law, and that's where they are now. She'll be picking them up there and taking them out to the farm. I'm not sure from there. I'm not sure if I know she appreciates your support. Dentist, yes. You and I both, right? On the dentist thing. And I'm glad that she just connected with you. Is that good? Yay. Yeah, this time it really shouldn't be that bad, a dentist appointment. It's really just one cavity. Hopefully it's not going to be some kind of a bigger deal. I don't think it will be. But I should know better than to talk too soon when it comes to dental stuff. I've had so much work done. All of it pretty much no. Yes. You will do this. But I did get a couple of good recommendations from the young doctor who did my endodontist, the one that did my root canal right through a crown. I really liked him. He was very honest and he was really good. So I will take the 2 people he recommended to heart. I've kept their information. It's actually sitting out on my desk. So, I tried designing a mug with Toblerina's art. It doesn't work. The image is not big enough. It's not the kind of thing you can stretch. I have to make things specifically for a cup if I want to go that route. So there's no Toblerina cups. I mean, people can order it if they want. I'm not going to argue that if they want to use it in design and just order something. I get a commission. But it doesn't go all the way around. So I tried like doing a solid color background and putting the image on top of that and center it. It's just not going to work. When you have a flat fill-in color and then you've got a photograph, the 2 just don't look right. So I could have done better with that. Come on. Not as neat as I have. So how are you guys feeling today? Is it going in the everyday a little better direction? Yeah, I think I had some wedding cake today. I can't remember the name of things. I know I have Run's wedding cake, and I forgot the third one. Whatever it is, it's good. Definitely 3 different moods, which I like. Variety. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh well, that's good. Oh, not so good. Oh, okay. Hi, Exie. How are you? Thank you for remembering caps. Moving slow this morning. Yeah, actually one of the first things I had this morning was an article on getting up in the morning and what gives you more energy. 3 things basically that you have to kind of coordinate. One of them being exercise, the other one being, well, I forgot. Exercise the day before, making sure you get at least 7 hours sleep, 7 to 9 hours to clear all the crap out of your brain and body. So, aim for that. Well, I could have done a little better in the sleep department, but I did make myself have a good breakfast, which was the 3rd thing. High in complex carbs, low in protein, but including some protein. Basically, I don't know if I really followed that. I had 2 eggs, what would be the equivalent of a half of an Italian hot sausage, only I smashed it into a patty kind of thing. And, 2 Hawaiian rolls. And a cup of coffee that gave me heartburn, but boy did it taste good. I'm gonna have to avoid that again for a little while. So we have a nice sunny day. I have the windows open because it's too damn hot in here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Something for the middle, maybe? Yeah, let's let in a little more light. Maybe. So, Exie, what did you decide about a customer service job? Have you seen anything else? Whoops. Similar? It might be to your liking. You know, there was a free education website where you could get free modules if you wanted a written degree to prove that you took all these little modules. That would cost you some money. But if you just wanted to study them on your own, I went and looked at one called customer service. And I went through a couple of modules. They, you have to take tests and all that at the end. It's set up like a real school, but it's online and it's free. And the cool thing about it is that you could learn what it's like to have to do a customer service job, and you can learn, basically gives you the basics for most any customer service job. Hold on. Good. Sizzle Pants just took a look at Toblerina's calendar and said, oh my god, it turned out so cute. 5 stars. Yay. Whoop, come back here. Oh no, it can't do 2 things at once. Chatting with her and doing this broadcast at the same time. It's not always working out. Okay. Let's go back to this because otherwise I'll get lost. Too bad doing it on this end doesn't do anything except make it a little less secure in the middle. But let's take a look. Light inside. Notice I'm putting my hands in the 2 outside bags. Oh, that kind of is interesting. Okay. So it just looks like I can open the whole thing up right. Living line. Oh, what else? One over here would be good. Boy, that is the hardest part to cut. 8 bags times a lot. Yeah, that's going to be painful to the hand. We're going to skip that. Okay, that's number 3. Another one. I'm hooked on a song. Wait a second, let me see that. What? And the volunteer job in the UK. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, what? Do you hear anything on anything? That sounds good, Oink. Wrapping gifts. That works. I was designing gift wrap today. It made me really want to go back into some of these designs. I'm going to pull out, see if I can color them in and recreate something. All those child designs I made, those would look bitchin'. So I have to pull it all out. I toyed with doing gift wrap a while ago. I mean, like a long time ago when I was still with Tommy. And involved with the printing industry. The idea of doing gift wrap was definitely interesting. And even more than that, fabric. So I wanted to really, I love textiles. I just suck working with them. So I wanted to design stuff to get printed on textiles, like I was with Tommy when we first got together. I designed, he printed. So I wanted to do that. But then once you move into the boondocks, your options become more limited because you're very far out there. Yep. This is going to be fun to clean up later. At least it's dry. You know, I went looking for foot masks, and the last one I found was at Sally's, but they only had one foot mask. They had a bunch of other little things, kits and buffers and scrapers, moisturizers, whole line of moisturizers, but not the little baggies you can stick your feet in. So I guess I'm going to have to improvise. Believable plant names, I would turn to Latin and think of what is it supposed to do. You can make believable plant names by first deciding in just a few words what each plant is supposed to accomplish in that potion or in general. Then you can look up Latin and see if you can find something comparable, and then you can just play with that, the Latin name. Then it'll sound much more convincing, and anybody who knows Latin will be able to tell that, oh, this is something that's slimy or found in the woods or underwater, you know what I mean? When I was inventing plant names for my planet, I went a little bit differently because I was starting from scratch with a planet that's really high in what we would consider a toxin, cyanide. Well, basically, there's a lot of blue plants, a lot of blue plant life. There's even a blue people. And I have not alluded yet to what element or mineral contributes to that particular leaning, like, you know, we've got very green chlorophyll and blue is a little bit off on the side to it. So I needed something that would be green and blue-green and just a lot of heavier in the blue. Now that's what I did before anything about Avatar ever came into the news. So now I'm like, look how much blue he used. Oh, well, at least he's going underwater. I do have an underwater world, but that's not a big thing. We just touch on it here and there because I use water to get here and there, but I don't have big scenes underwater. At least not yet. Now, book 3 does start off with something that is underwater and has to be freed of that. So it's going to be interesting. A little more tea. Now, I am baking another cake tonight. We have a tree decorating thing going on tomorrow downstairs. So I'm not known for being very social, actually. So it's just a nice thing I can do for them. Make a cake. Make sure everybody gets a piece and then find a way to get out of there. I don't want to be around a bunch of people right now. I don't want to get sick. And definitely don't have any reason to trust anybody out there. They've been watching their health, or they're immunized, or they avoid certain things. Like, I had 2 drivers yesterday and only one wore a mask. The second one did offer to put one on if I wanted him to, but I had mine on, so I didn't care. Plus, it was nice enough to have the windows cracked, so, you know, we were getting some circulation. But when I go to see the doctor, I better be freaking healthy. That's all I can say. Yeah. I'm actually a little more nervous about my appointment Monday with a cardiologist because of everything that runs in my family. I don't think that he's going to like my lack of exercise. So actually, did you catch all that, what I was saying with Latin and all that? I'd like to also go with sounds. One of the plants of Nomaris is called strick. And strick is a nice, hard, short name. S-T-R-I-K-K. I did have to add things just so it's obviously some from a different planet without making it impossible to pronounce. Good? Okay. I wasn't sure. And strick I named because in In my imagination, I had created a plant that was kind of like a grass of flat fronds that when you cut them and you wrap them around something, they get very sticky, they stick to themselves, and then you spray it with plain water and it shrinks. So it basically, strick came from the word or the idea of constriction, because when it's wet, it tightens itself around like, heat tape. And it's very useful in making furniture, or basically anything that you could use in the natural world. So strick just seemed like a good word for that particular kind of plant. I see. Is my messages not showing up? I see. It says, the last things you said were, and the voluntary job in the UK. What do you think is the best way to come up with believable plant names? Yeah, I did. Is my messages not showing up? Are you not seeing them? I'm seeing them. Oh, isn't that interesting? I see it all. I see it up there in the chat, so. Oh, Agnes, you can see Exy's typing, right? Answer when you're not putting something together with the wrapping paper. Wait a second, there's too much writing. I said about Latin, but it would be really scientific. I want something like human created names. What would a villager call that plant? That's what I'm after. Well, start with one thing. Again, the reason we name plants is by how they look or their purpose. No, that's okay. It was just all in a row. My eyes can't focus on that, but I got it now. Villagers give nicknames to things. Like, you may have a scientific name, but the villager will cut to the reason why you gave it that scientific name. So again, in England, on old herbology, the word for plant is wort. W-O-R-T. So when you see something wort, that just means this plant. So slimy wort would be a slimy plant. Strawberry wort, just an example, or fruity wort or berry wort. You can just make up a name when you have determined the use of the plant. The villagers would name it by how it presents itself. So when you're creating your plant, you need to have an image of it in your head, right? What it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, and above all, what it's used for. So villagers are going to go with what's most practical. But if there's things that are too close together, then they're going to use other identifiers and they'll give it special names. Like, there's a plant, its real name is soapwort, because the roots, when you dig them up, there's just these long, thin roots. But if you go into the creek and you get them wet, it kind of makes a little bit of a, not foam, but it makes a little bit of a slippery feeling. You know, it helps clean your hands. It's not perfect soap, but soapwort got its name because it's a soap plant, but it's got a flower name. It's more known for its flowers. So I would say that they might call it one thing for the flowers, but then they call it something else by its use. The villagers would call it soapwort or soapwort. Well, soapwort because that means a soapy plant, and not the soap that they would make with ashes and fat. So again, when you're doing these potions and you want these plants and the names, you have to remember what each one is for. You're making like a glossary, right, of each plant, what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. All of these things are going to contribute to what a villager, a common person, would name that plant, or how they would identify it so they could tell it apart from something else, like bitterwort. We have bittersweet. It's not at all sweet. It's very bitter, and it's actually not something that you should eat. But you see it blooming like crazy in the fall, and it's really cool looking. And it's just the bitter part is the reminder, like, oh no, this is not an edible berry. Leave it for the birds. So that's basically how that kind of thing worked and works. And then there are things that are named after other things, like lemon balm. Lemon balm because it has a lemony fragrance and a slightly lemony flavor. So, I mean, not bad for a lemonade. But it's also got a little bit of a mintiness to it. It looks a little bit like a catnip. And people would know that as a lemony plant, right? Lemon balm, balm is soothing. Then there's lemongrass, grows differently, grows more like a grass. And so they know that's lemongrass. You're welcome. Yeah, writers need to have visuals because you can't always use, or you know, you want to paint a picture for your reader. Now, if you're trying to make something that has some kind of actual historical basis, then you're going to have more rules. But you can do it from that perspective as well. Then you would go and look up the area that you're really writing about or trying to put it in. Like if you went to medieval England, you'd want to look up the plants that were popular for food and medicine. Oh yeah, that hurts too much to do. I think that's good. All right, let's see what it looks like. Whoa. Sorry about that. Oh, that's pretty. All right, what you can do with paper bags. I love lemon balms. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they're awesome. You can also make, if you have a lemon balm, you can get a couple big handfuls of the fresh herb, soak it in cold water, put it in a spray bottle, strain it, put it in a spray bottle, and keep the bottle in the refrigerator. And you can use that when you get too hot and mosquitoes are hanging around. Mosquitoes apparently don't really like the smell of it, so they tend to avoid you if you smell of it. because I had all those dogs and cats in the country, I grew some nice large groupings of lemon balm, and one of them, big floppy, lemon balm gets very floppy when you let it grow. One of them got that way, and I kept it that way because I set it right where every dog had to rub against it going in and out of the house. So every time they went to take the stairs in the back deck, they rubbed one side. When they came out, they rubbed the other side. And I felt that that might be helpful in warding off ticks and fleas and things that don't like lemon balm. And they got used to it. They didn't seem to mind. They would mind if I took the oils and put the oils on them. It's kind of extreme. But they didn't mind the plants out in the garden. And like I said, I was clever about it, so they weren't having a hard time. I was having a hard time having to deal with all the fleas and ticks. Because we have medicine for the dogs. We didn't have anything we could take. It's like, get these things out of here. Okay, we have 4. All right. This was a good deal. Although I don't remember where I got this now. Oh, wait a minute. Really fine white join fabric. Come on. Oh, well. There, kind of. And we'll put this away another time. Now let's see what we've got. Yep, sorry guys. I keep kicking that sucker. All right, let's see how well this works. Now this is that weird jelly-like stuff. I never saw glue like this before. I think it's their attempt to make a clear equivalent of Elmer's white milk glue, which is fine with me, as long as it holds things and it doesn't stink while trying to use it, and washes off your skin without having to use sandpaper, as with crazy glue. All right, let me just lay it over here for now. Oh, come on, don't mess it up. We'll try to use a little less this time. Perhaps without the interference. So far, so good. Okay, one more. Okie dokie. Okay. So far, so good. Now, okay, Toblerina. Toblerina needs to just stay out of the way for this. And I'm gonna have to go get the lamp. I see myself disappearing. This is just a beautiful chunk of labradorite. But what's really amazing is the back side. And I just don't think I can get it to show up on camera with any of the beauty that I can see in my hand. Oh well. It is indeed a beautiful hand piece. And I felt real close to it today, so I took it to the table. Now let us get at the tray. The big heavy tray. Okie dokie. Now, ah yes, the carving. Eek. actually, it's not too bad now. But I think it could use a little help. So we're going to get the lamp. Paper towels. The etcher. Okay. First, before we put the batteries in, let's decide on our cutter. I need very little. I'm going to need a point. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why do I always forget this? This is not well marked. Well, we'll try this. One or the other. Oh, wait a second. Wait a minute. There we go. That one up. That one down. It's going to go. Why doesn't it have a diagram? It does. Okay. Oh, how am I going to do this so you can see it? No, first, there is something we need to do. Hey. The dust is luckily heavier than air, so I'm not going to be floating, but I don't want to coming back up in my face. Cheap, cheap, cheap. All right. Now, the disadvantage to going with battery is you can't just leave anything set up. Everything's got to be taken apart. Come on. Thank you. Okay, dokie, now let's get that wet. Get to use my fingers again. Hey, separate, thank you. Oh. Okay. I am going to need better magnification to work with things this small. These glasses are not cutting out. I hope the new ones are a little better. No, that doesn't help. No, there it is. No, don't go too crazy. Again, this is a dangerous thing to do in terms of overall stability. If this falls, it's possible the little nose will fall right off on impact. So we try not to make it very big. I'm gonna have to find a way around this issue here. Welcome back. You're faster than me, girl. Now, I'm using a wet paintbrush in instead of another kind of a carving tool. I'm trying to get this to become more part of it. Yeah, stay there, little eye, little lump of coal. Is this gonna work? All right. Now I'd have to let that dry. I need more magnification. Oh, sure, this is great if I'm going to be standing. Oh, good. Took a chunk right out of it. This enabled me to see how I just screwed it up. I'm afraid I'm going to have to paint all this stuff on. Making it more three-dimensional is not panning out the way I planned. The eyes look ridiculous. My little carrot nose just got dissected, sliced and diced by accident. We'll have to try again. But that's not going to happen right this minute. We have a couple other things that we can do while this decides if it's going to cooperate with me or make the rest of this project hell. We're so close. All right. Sorry about that. I'm making coal for stocking stuffing. Ah! What are you making it out of? Food coal? Like an edible coal? You come up with such cute ideas. Oreos and marshmallows. That sounds interesting. So does it end up being like wrapped in something so it looks like a lump of coal? Or do you melt the marshmallows? As much as I hate marshmallows, I'm curious. I do like Oreos. Okay, we're getting along here. Have goodie boxes, bags. Then grinded beers, milk marshmallows. Oh wow! Interesting. That's a fun idea. And greetings to you, and you, and you. How is Charlie today? Howdy doodaloo. I think you got confused with your roosters today. Although I am very sunny doodle today. Now, Sunny Doodle, I don't know if it's still in production. The makers of Yankee Doodle cupcakes, which were my favorite, came out with Sunny Doodles, a vanilla version of the Yankee Doodles, which was devil's food. I loved those cupcakes so much growing up because they had no frosting on top, but they had a nice little cream in the middle. So, yeah, I just loved those things. They were sweet, but not too sweet because missing the frosting on top. Okay, they came 3 to a package. And yum, so good. Today, Charlie watched another 3 of the 42 Learning Latin videos. At number 14. Oh yeah, there's a lot to memorize. Well, consider that people learn the basics like throughout their first year of taking a second language here in this country. So if you retain anything practical from your first foray into that, that's awesome. You learn as you go along, you know. The trick is finding ways to use it so you don't forget it as you learn it. It's like when I learned songs, well, I should say, when I learned a chord on the guitar, I would then go and write a song using it, so I had a reason to practice it. Because for me, nothing was more boring than practicing music without a melody. Practice is hand over hand. The scales. Oh, fuck all that shit. I need to write a song. I'll write a song, play the song, I'll get it all down. If I have to sit here and do dee 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 dee, you're gonna make me really angry. I did go through 7 teachers in 2 years. Because I frustrated them as well. I wouldn't do the lessons. Well, what do you expect to accomplish in a month? Yeah, right. That's arrogant as hell. You're not going to be able to do anything fluently in a month unless you have an eidetic memory, which you don't. Yeah, go ahead, Charlie. While you're doing the schoolwork that you have to keep up with, let's say you learn to speak Latin fluently in 30 days. You will not even be able to memorize all the rules in 30 days. But go for it. You're going to need it when you're studying law. But how are you going to prove efficiency to me? "28 videos, all that stuff is just your basic first level shit. You don't become fluent in a language in 30 lessons in 30 days. In other languages, it's just enough to get you around a town without getting mugged. Maybe. The big question is, what are you doing with your grades? What happened with your maths last time? Are you keeping up this time? It's Duolingo. You're doing a free program from Duolingo, am I right? Yeah, that needs frosting. We're going to use some white. Doctus cum libro. I think it's awesome to learn any Latin. I say go for it. It's the root of so many other things. It can't be anything but helpful to you in the future. So ring-a-ding-ding. Do it. Okay. All 4 of the chimneys have been painted. This needs a tree. This needs a snowman or something. No, we'll do a frosting tree. That's what we'll do. Yuck. Where's the tree stuff? No, gotta wait. Damn, so slow. Let's see how this is doing. Well. Texting with Baraka, she thinks, oh, she's very welcome. I totally understand. Charlie, I can't imagine somebody your age, whoops, having so little to do. Especially because your grades could have been better. They were good, but they could have been better. So there's room for improvement. But I think it's awesome for you to take up Latin. So definitely stay with it as long as you're in the mood to. Dear, oh dear. Okay. Boy, school really is becoming superfluous, and it isn't because I have things I want to do. Well, of course you do. You're a young person. But how about getting into advanced education? What are you doing after school? There will be plenty of time for the other things. Okay, I must change my water. Move the phone. Okay. Standing up, shuffling around the table, taking a sip of tea. Whoopsie. Did I spill water on that? No. I can't imagine doing this kind of thing for who knows how many more years, especially as I grow older and become an adult. I'm trying to avoid advanced education. So what do you want to do when you're out of school? Get a job working in a bar? Making coffee? Are you going to go on the farm? They need education too. What's the plan, Stan? I hate having to watch the chat on a phone. Yeah, it's very naive, dear. Do you know they go to school for that also? If you want a good job in that, you actually need to get some education. My sister was in the stock market. She had a master's degree. Not in that, but yeah, she had to learn. You can't avoid education. I mean, that's stupid to try and avoid education simply because to move forward in anything, you're going to have to learn more. I mean, that's just an ongoing thing, lifelong learning. You may not go and take a 4-year course or something, or even a 2-year course. But we don't go forward unless we are able to expand our knowledge base. And that includes for everything from raising animals, farming, all that stuff, you know. The things have just gotten more and more complex. Oh, and we've learned so much more than our ancestors knew. What of it is you need education, whether you like it or not. I don't blame you if you don't want to go. I did want to go, but it didn't work out that way. And after a while, it's like, well, you know, I'm doing what I want to do, even though it's not what I started out wanting to do. My wants have changed over time. And, you know, you have to make concessions as you get older anyway for what you can still learn, what you can still do, what you can still access. At your age, you can apply for things that I can't apply for. You know, school grants, learning grants, things like that. It's a little harder at my age. So I don't think I could keep up with the pace these days. I'm certainly not into like staying up late and studying, like an all-nighter. That's for young people to fuck around. I'm not in that place anymore. If I stay up late, it's because, well, I'm involved in something. Well, you're going to have to just alert yourself or awaken yourself, Charlie, because you've only got one more damn year to go. And then you can take time off, depending on how your parents feel about that. Usually, if you don't go to school, you get a job. So one or the other, you're going to be working or you're going to be in school. So it's your decision. Which is more palatable to you, getting off your ass and working or getting off your ass and studying? I did have friends in college that were like professional students. They so did not want to go out into the world and work. They just found more courses to take year after year. I couldn't see myself doing that either. Oh, stop making that happen. I'm tired of all these useless projects. That's school. Have you ever really cared about a whole lot in school? I mean, a lot of it is just memorization and a lot of it is boring. But it comes back later. You remember things later as you're going through your life and you go, oh, that's why they wanted us to learn that, or that's why they taught this, or this factoid turns out to be actually useful. It's just weird shit like that. I'm not saying everything you're studying is going to pan out into some great decision-making thing. Oh, I'm going to suddenly become this. I don't expect that. But you never know what inspires you. Maybe nothing today, and maybe you're on fire tomorrow. I'm a person who loves to get enthusiastic about things, and it doesn't really take a lot because I love doing all kinds of things. So all of it is fun to me. Wait a minute. I can't read that. My chat disappeared. God, I hate this app. Great. Another one. Why are you doing this? Now I can't see any chat. Live chat. I had to get up and read it. I can't get my phone to like turn it around. Yeah, it is. Your teachers are volatile? Who are you referring to being so volatile? I had wonderful bosses. Not all the time. I had assholes too, but I worked for some good people. You know, you do if you have the enthusiasm and the intelligence, you can get a job you can enjoy. But listen, the world is going to reflect what's going on inside of you. That's the bottom line. The less effort you put out into the world, the less you're going to get back. That's just life. That's you get what you reap what you sow. It really is true. What you put out, you will get back, good and bad. So if you're a dick to people, guess what's going to happen to you later? If you're lazy now, guess what's going to happen to you later? You're going to be surrounded by people with the same kind of an attitude, and then it's a real drag to work with those people. But when you are enthusiastic and you are charged up for you, people around you will also react and they get charged up, and then the environment's much more pleasant to be around. Just say to her, hello. I have not had that issue at all. I guess it depends on who you're dealing with and what kind of profession it is. I did not do professional work. And when I was more in a professional field, I was married to the boss. It was a little different. The thing is, Charlie, you're only 17. You're in your senior year of high school and you're fucking up. You don't want to do the work. Why? You're just lazy. Because you're not going through anything like traumatic at home. You're not going through anything traumatic at school. Well, it's up to you to lay the boundaries. the point is that the less education you have under your belt, the fewer options you will have. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying that the world closes off, because obviously I've had a great time in my life. I've chosen my path, many paths. I've gone from one thing to another, but I've done it all because I love doing it, not because someone forced me into anything. Different bosses, different circumstances. Again, boundaries have to be set, and you don't know how to set them until you have experience setting boundaries. All of this stuff is learning, but the point is that all of these things you'll learn as you go along. I mean, that's just part of life. And the faster you learn, the more successful, at least emotionally for yourself, you'll be. It's all a process. You're not going to learn everything sitting down in front of a schoolroom, and you're not going to, or in a schoolroom, you're not going to learn everything in life sitting down listening to me. Everything happens according to your actions. Your actions change everything around you, and how people are going to be receptive or rejecting of you. As friends, I mean, you know how to be nice when you want to be. You know how to be put off, what is that? What's the word? Well, you know how to turn people off. You're good at that. No, boundaries and the options for making boundaries exist everywhere. You have personal boundaries. You have boundaries with work. You have boundaries with your family. You have boundaries with sisters and brothers. You even have boundaries for your dog. How effective you're going to be is, well, it's going to depend on how well you define your boundaries and defend them. Who are you referring to? Who are you referring to? You're going on and on, but I can't see it in my chat here, so either slow down or answer the question. It's too vague. You haven't even taken your first job, have you? And teachers, you have a syllabus to follow. And it doesn't matter if they break the rules, because they're not here to please you, they're here to teach you. And how much you learn depends on your willingness to do the work. It doesn't matter whether you judge the rule as stupid or not. The point is, you go to school to learn how to follow rules and acknowledge that rules exist, because when you get hired for your first job, they will have their own set of rules for you. And the options will be pretty much the same as in school. You follow the rules and you keep your job, or you don't follow the rules and you get fired. So, or you fail, if you were in school. So it's up to you. No, you're just exaggerating your aggravation and frustration with not understanding the system, not liking the system, and refusing to go along with it. You're just in fucking high school. You're not even in a college level. So everything you say, I'm looking at it through the lens of a 17-year-old, somebody who's experienced very little of life. Oh, please, you're going to go back over that crap? You resent that you lost 3 minutes of your life, which you weren't doing anything with anyway. But and in fact, you just made an issue out of something on a principle because you were pissed the teacher kept you late. Big fucking deal. If that's going to set you off, Charlie, you are going to get so fucked over by the world, because you're going to make mountains out of molehills. You're going to waste all your energy and time fighting stupid shit when you could be more productive just seeing where you should just go on and stop stalling. Please. Again, you can let the world upset you, or you can See what your contribution to your unhappiness or your happiness really is. I decided to be a happy person because I made that decision, and it took a long time to make it a conscious decision. I am happy. And when I get up in the morning, I don't have to be caught up in the past or crap. I can go, I think of what I'm going to do and I get happy about it. And I feel my energy just go up, just zoom. And that's me every day. So today I created 2 different wrapping papers and a poster and a sticker, all under Toblerina's shop. And I'm getting psyched about doing lots more kinds of wallpaper, not wallpaper. I had been, it's actually ideas from doing wallpaper years ago, or my attempt to do wallpaper, and then I couldn't get into it because I didn't have the backing. But I can take my tile designs and I can tile them and make some nice wrapping paper. So that's where I went today. I spent the morning, if I can just get this to, come on. Oh, I hate this phone. I've got to back out of this altogether. No. Now I'm looking at somebody else's video. I can't even see this. Ah. All right, now I have to get rid of this completely. Go. Clear. So anyway, yeah, I was working on the wrapping papers today, and I got a little frustrated with the website because it was apparently designing under Adrienne Austin, but Adrienne Austin's shop is called Toblerina. And I was like, okay, now what do I do to make all that work I just did, hours of work, how do I get them to show where they're supposed to show when I finally got it? And I'm not sure I really figured it out. I just got it where it needed to be. So I have to learn. Hold on, let me find where I'm supposed to be. My own site. Come on. Damn it. I don't need to go perusing all of YouTube. I just need home. Videos. Live. Okay. There we go. Yay. Okay. All right. So, enough people looked at the calendar yesterday to get me trending on Zazzle. I was like, I'm trending. Oh my God. Yay. So, I realize it's not a whole lot. I think like 50 people, whereas somebody else who was trending, but they had thousands. So they've obviously been building their community for quite some time. But it was exciting to see Toblerina up there in her exuberant self. So yeah, I am getting ready. I want to design a whole bunch more papers, wrapping papers, because when I looked around, there was only one other foot thing. It was a foot calendar, but it was feet. And it was one woman's feet, apparently. I'm pretty sure it was just one woman with different nail polish and some poses. And basically not impressive. Just photographs, you know. And nothing really artful about any of them. So I was really pleased about that, because mine are humorous. Yeah, thank you. So I'm psyched. I figured there's a lot of people into feet, as we know, and I can offer things that don't exist right now. People are not making a bunch of products with feet on them because most people don't want to look at just bare feet unless they're really, really into feet. However, Toblerina crosses that boundary between art and feet things. So if my sister can think that Toblerina would be good for doing children's book illustrations, then I think I can leave it as a general, open to the general public. Kids get a kick out of it. Adults get a kick out of it. So I'm just making it like it's encouraging, it's fun, it's funny, it's unique, it's different. And in every product, I'm making sure there's taglines, the tags for feet, toes, unique, different, humorous, some general stuff. And of course, Toblerina. So anybody who searches for Toblerina on Zazzle will find my stuff. So I'm definitely excited about it. And let's see, tonight I'm baking a cake to bring down tomorrow to the community room because we're having a group meeting to decorate the tree or do something like that. Some Christmassy thing. So I'm going to be part of it in the morning, and then I'll have lunch, and I've got a doctor appointment online from noon to 1, and then at 2 o'clock I see you. So, whoops, yeah. So I went and got a couple of things I thought I could make the cake better with this time because I'm experimenting. So I got little sugar pearls that look really pretty. And the design, the fluted top, the petal top of my bundt pan has, these oval petal kinds of things. And I figured one pearl in each one will be really pretty. So I'm going to make a peppermint frosting for a fudge cake, chocolate fudge cake, and or dark chocolate cake, something like that. It'll be nice and rich with fresh butter and all that stuff. So I'm excited. And I'm going to try something I have not tried. I'm going to make the frosting a little thicker so I could pipe it out of a plastic bag with a teeny hole in it. I'm hoping that'll work. I am not like I said, the reason I really, really love the fancy pans is because of my ineptness in the kitchen, my ineptitude. I need all the help I can get. I can't stop watching all those Sugar Rush things like, oh, look at what they're doing. And here I am in a household where I've got one flavoring, vanilla, well, no, two, peppermint. I have, so I've got cocoa powder, so that qualifies as chocolate flavoring, but that's it. And I don't have any food colorings whatsoever. So I'm contemplating opening up a capsule of beet powder to get some pink into the white frosting. I'll have to see if it can dissolve completely. If it doesn't, no, that'll look weird. Because that would be kind of a magenta more than a pink, wouldn't it? Beets. Yeah, magenta. Although I do love magenta. That was my favorite color as a child. So, let's see, what have we done today? What time did I get here? 1:30? Something like that? Oh, I gotta show you what I got for my front door, which won't stick to the door yet. Wait a minute. Maui, how much coffee should one person have in a day? Between 2 and 3 cups. It's good for your colon. Check it out. Isn't that wild? Well, it's wild, but it kept falling off my door. Okay, so Maui, yeah. At the last thing I read, They recommend, I think, 1.5 to 3 cups, somewhere in there. I did a cup today, and that was all I could do. I just can't handle the acid level of it. Yeah, it's good for the colon. So, yeah, you know, I used to drink a lot of coffee, and then just one day I couldn't, and I switched to tea and found it was a lot easier on my gut, and I love my tea. See? I do. But the coffee is always something I really love the smell of, and the tea I don't smell really until my nose is right over it. Coffee, you can smell it coming into the room, you know, and I'm like a bloodhound. Yeah, I smell your coffee. Bring it over here. Matter of fact, one morning Rich brought it in, and it's like he held it so I could just smell it, you know. I couldn't drink it, but yeah, so you're safe. You can drink it. Unless you have an acid problem like I do. If you have a GERD, they're going to take you off coffee. If you don't, drink what you can tolerate, up to 3 cups a day. In Hawaii, at least, actual coffee grows in actual Hawaii. It's our only American-grown coffee. Kauai. No, is it Kauai? No. What Blue? No, that's Jamaican Blue Mountain. Which is it? Is it Kauai? Hawaii, that has the coffee. I believe they've been moving the crop, so because they're losing some of the mountain moisture because of the global warming. They were estimating that we could have coffee and chocolate go extinct on us. So they're working right now to try and prevent that extinction. Oh, okay. I know when I was there, I got some coffee. Like some of the best exports, right? Coffee and macadamia nuts. Oh, are they growing it on your island, on Maui? Is that new? I know that the coffee plants have to be 5 years old or so before they fruit for the first time. And they live to about 25 years if they're well cared for. So anyway, yeah, I put this string on it so I can hopefully get it up. I can't find a hook. I've got to have it around here somewhere. Now this was the last one in Walmart. And you know how Walmart is. When people start going through the boxes of ornaments, they just start tossing, and you know, they're not respectful. And a lot of things get broken, but a lot of them are just really super cheap. Like this one had a big glob of glue in the front, but on the back it had strings of glue, and I had to decide which side do I want to show. I think I settled on this one, and I said, well, can't have a glob of glue. New for 10 years? Or now for 10 years? It turned out I had a little piece of a broken earring. I paid a lot of money for those earrings. I only have a couple pictures of me wearing them. Most expensive earrings I ever purchased. And they were made of dichroic glass, which at the time was extremely rare. And you paid a lot of money for tiny pieces of dichroic glass. But here it is, a piece of it broke off, so I finally put it on something. It's time to say goodnight to my friend. He's gotta go to bed. Okay. Sweet dreams. hope you had a great day. And so I blow a kiss and say goodnight. And see if we can get this chat to open up. Just, here we go. So frustrating, these stupid little phones. Anyway. So let's see. So today, what did we do? Ah, yes, we did this. Get that out of the way. We got 4 of these cut. Ribbons glued down. And now we are going to try and glue one together and see how well it works. So we're going to start with this. Okay. Please work. Now, to make sure that this does work, let's fasten a few things temporarily to keep it together until the glue takes hold. Hey, stay out from under my arm. Oh, here we go. We grow mushrooms here too. Oh, that's awesome. We grow mushrooms in this state as well. I've been doing that for many years. I was doing it before I left here 40 years ago. The mushroom farm, that's what they call it. I think they've got videos online so you can see how they do the trays of mushrooms. Keeping them in the dark. And then they found that, oh, we could sell the used compost that we grew the mushrooms in for the garden. It's awesome. What's really cool about it is that if you do use the edible mushroom compost stuff, sometimes it will fruit in your garden. And you will end up with mushrooms that you can eat. All right, let us put this over here. Let's try another one. This time I'll get these ready. Okay. All right, now, do not go running away. We're going to make you stick until you dry. That's right. Don't even think about running away from. Hey, come back here. No. You were supposed to be gluing. It's a bit of a stretch. Come on, guys. You can do it. I stick my hands and hold this together again. Wait a minute. Well, you right after that, we grow mushrooms too. Okay. I'm caught up. Just making sure. Like a strange Ferris wheel. Now, come on. You can feel where the glue is so wet because it's cool. Now, Maui, do you know if they only do mushrooms like the white button or the brown button, or do they do things like the portobello or more exotic stuff because of your climate? Like there's something you can grow in Hawaii that I cannot grow here. Although I might be able to actually grow it here. It's so warm in the winter. Flamingo oyster mushrooms. They're bright pink. But they need like an average temperature of 80 degrees to produce that beautiful pink. And they're very edible. They're an easy to grow, super edible, goes with everything kind of mushroom. You can grow them in bags. You can get a bag going indoors and hang it and just you water it. And then you mist it and it gives you food. We're getting there. I'll put this down now, over here. Let's keep an eye on it. The sun is going down. Gosh. Oh, you've seen them hanging. Cool. I love growing mushrooms. All kinds of mushrooms. I grew the trippy kind. I grew a few of the edible kinds. I would love to grow them again. If when you buy the kits, it's so easy. Because the kits come with everything you need. Like the pre-inoculated ones, they're just usually like a plastic bag, big plastic bag. Or a couple little ones, and they tell you what to mix with what when. And it's just so satisfying watching them grow. I've always just really enjoyed that. You just have to stick together until you're dry. Well, I don't know what grows naturally in Hawaii because you have a lot of sun and you don't really have soil. You know, it's taken so long to get any kind of dirt on the islands. So I don't know how well mushrooms do there when they're not being propagated intentionally. Now, the place to go for mushrooms is Oregon and Washington. Also, North Carolina. I found so many wild mushrooms in North Carolina. Edible mushrooms. Non-edible as well, but lots of edibles. You just have to learn to identify them so you don't poison yourself, which we never did. I mean, we never poisoned ourselves. I identified mushrooms and learned about them for 3 years before I cooked the first ones. Not counting puffballs. Puffballs are like the easiest mushroom, edible mushroom to identify. You still have to learn a few rules about them, so you can be sure that's what you're eating. But they're a really choice edible, easy to cook, really mild flavor. And most people who are getting used to foraging start off with something like that because it's easy to be certain of. And like I said, you just don't go eating any mushroom or any plant you see growing, right? You have to use your common sense. Come on. All right, let's flip you over and try this other way. Yeah, you're not cooperating very well, are you? Let's get more serious here. Eventually, this too will be done, and that'll be the snowflakes for the day. We've got 2 more to cut tomorrow. They're already glued together for cutting. And hopefully they'll be good enough to hang in my window. But put some up behind. You're new at everything you're planting? Yeah, you don't plant mushrooms like you do a plant. That's an entirely different endeavor. And it requires a big investment of time to understand what you're doing. Not to mention supplies. You're better off just buying a kit. But like I said, you can take, when the kit is exhausted, you take the stuff that everything grew in, you break it up and you add it to your garden. If you're lucky, under the plants, later on, you'll see a mushroom or 2 pop up and it's edible. But it's really good for your garden. It encourages a lot of breakdown of stuff that you don't need but the plants do. I think we did it. I think we did it. I hope we did it. Okay. Well, if you don't have a green thumb, there's usually a couple of basic reasons. And the first one is pH. If your pH is wrong for the plant, nothing is going to grow. No matter how much fertilizer you put on it, no matter how much water, you're just going to kill the plant. It'll grow up stunted if it grows at all. pH is everything. Without the right pH, a plant cannot absorb nutrients, because all the exchanges are basically electrochemical, and the pH affects that. So you can also have different pHs in different parts of your garden. So we recommend that if you're going to test your pH, you want to do it in at least 2 or 3 different spots in your garden. Now they have different ways of doing that. There's one, the cheapest way is also not the most accurate, but it can kind of direct you to, well, it'll point out big differences in your soil of acid or alkaline. But it's a meter. It's a little like stick it in the ground, but you don't stick it in the ground. You dig up a little bit of the ground, put it in a cup, and mix it with water, and then that's what you're testing. And you have to have the water for the conductivity. If you just stick the prongs into the ground, you destroy the prongs and don't get a good reading. Welcome back. So how much have you finished? Did you make all the coal? Lumps of coal? All right, all 4 of these seem to be doing what they're supposed to, but we're not going to try and hang them up until tomorrow because we want to make sure they're really, really dry. Yay for glue stick. All right. Let me put this one down. Running out of places to put things down. There we go. Now, next on my personal agenda is I have to write a note. Like I'm not making goodies until about a week before. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So, I've got to find the hooks so I can put one on my door to hang things from. Like that. That is so weird. I don't know who came up with this. It looks like they took 2 things and didn't know what to do with them, so they stuck them back to back. It's like, what did you people do? One wasn't selling, so you thought you would just double them up and get rid of them. Anything planned yet for the day? Oh no! Oh goodness gracious. Welcome back. It is 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I need 4:20 early today. That is so cool. I wish you could enjoy this piece as much as I am. It just looks like a lump of who knows what. Well, there we go, a little bit of that. Awesome color. the smoothie. Okay. So what's next? What's up for everybody tonight? I'm trying to read. I feel like I need something like a piece of chocolate or something. Oh, I know. There is something we can do. We started the new chart. The Troll IQ chart. So we were going to, these are the original Troll IQ scores. Notice that this is much prettier. Just a little bit bigger. Not a whole lot. So, a dodo turd was what we had for 1. If you're so stupid, you only get a 1. You're as dumb as a dodo turd. Do we want to keep that? We need some new things here. Now, I do like a pebble, a rock, and a box of rocks. I like being as dumb as a cannoli. Or a ding-dong, but we came up with some other stuff. Like, there is a difference between a cooked carrot and an uncooked carrot. I do want to keep them because cooked carrots are very much smarter than uncooked carrots. I also had a raw turnip because it sounded funny. We had a fruity pebble. Almost done knitting the scarf and already planning my next project. Ooh! What is this? Oh, you weren't around when we were doing trolls. See, when we first started 14 years ago, we were on Blog TV, which was mostly trolls. So we developed ways to deal with them that was humorous. That were humorous to me, anyway. Well, actually, it was humorous to all of it because we used to laugh a lot over it. So when someone comes in and tries to troll me, instead of being annoyed, I have troll dice that are made out of cave onyx, and I roll them, and then we read what they deserve. So we have troll IQ scores, and that's how it runs. Except when a die falls off the table and you got a 1. So I'm redoing it a little prettier than hastily done this one. I just ran this up. So I was thinking of making as dumb as a cannoli. I mean, cannolis are pretty impressive. They're really fancier than a ding-dong. So I thought maybe 12 should be a cannoli. That's as smart as you can possibly be if you're a troll, as smart as a cannoli. Good, we're going to go with cannoli. What do you think, Seder? Cannoli for the 12, the highest score, as smart as you can possibly get. A brain like a cannoli. I did spell it correctly, didn't I? Yes, I did. All right. And if you're wondering why I did this, so that no matter where I picked it up, it would always have one side right side up for the camera. All right, a brain like a cannoli. Is that a cannoli? All right. Now, we've got to come up with a good one for the opposite. What is the dumbest a troll could be? Now, we have had them where they've had lost points, you know. But what would a 1 be? How stupid do you have to be to get a 1 as a troll? I may have to resonate to come up with something. All right, let's think, guys. Let's come up with, I'd like it to be one word, something succinct, something so a troll knows he just got bit in the face before I feed him to my dragon. Now, it has to also be cute, like Toblerina. Ah, that is really gross. Ah. Okay. Oh, you're waiting all the way to 420? I'm gonna go resonate now. I'll be right back. Here, look at something pretty and weird. Well, I go and find my, things. Oh, it's dark in here. We got a good breeze going this time. Let's see which way it's going. Oh, yes. I hear you. All right, so what have we done today? We did 4 snowflakes. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yes, 4 snowflakes. We're coming up with stuff for this. One is bad language misspelled. Oh, I see. Okay. You're not good with names. Well, it's not names, it's things. All right. Dumb as an uncooked carrot. Dumb as a jelly bean, a yucky flavored one. Dumb as a fruity pebble. I do like fruity pebble. How smart is a fruity pebble? What number should a fruity pebble be? No bad language, because we want to be cute, not crude. So, what would that be? Oh, come on, I'm trying to keep this charged, but it's not going easy. All right, fruity pebble. What flavor for it? What size? What number? We'll make a fruity pebble green. Fruity pebble, fruity pebble. Dumb as a fruity pebble. We currently have a fruity pebble at 5. You see. This is the original chart. I thought today would be a good day to improve on it, but we don't have to finish it today. We can work on it Saturday. If I get back on tomorrow night, then tomorrow night. But otherwise, I'm thinking Saturday, because I got a busy day tomorrow. So, fruity pebble. Should we elevate it? A fruity pebble is smarter than other things, right? Although, I don't know, it could be dropped. It could be A single fruity pebble. I don't know. Should go in the middle. 6. We had a can of creamed corn in that position. I think we'll go with a fruity pebble will go in number 6 slot. A fruity pebble. Now, a fruity pebble in this country is a breakfast cereal made with crappy color and flavor. So it's not an actual pebble that's fruity, because we should not eat pebbles for real. And just one fruity pebble, because I don't know, I don't want to misconstrue it as being smarter than it really could be. A fruity pebble. Okay. We'll get it filled. All right. Now number 11, we're switching that around. So a box of rocks is dumb as a box of rocks. Dumb as a box of rocks. Where would you put that on the chart? Is that high up on the troll chart, IQ? Because we do have a pebble, but we already have a fruity pebble. A piece of gravel. Well, there's a rock and a box of rocks. We had 9 as a rock and 10 as a box of rocks. That's not much of a difference. So I think with a rock, as smart as a rock, would a urinal cake be too crude? Well, not so much crude as smelly. Also, what if the troll's a female? A box of... what? Box of... yes, a box of rocks contains multiple rocks. That's the idea. So it should be higher than a rock, obviously. So maybe how about 10? A box of rocks for number 10. Although I do like urinal cake. But it's basically just a bar of camphor. And it slowly dissolves like it's a large mothball. It's not good for you. That's disgusting. You veto the urinal cake? Okay. Well, we'll try again. Let's go with a box of rocks. What would be between cannoli and a box of rocks? What are some of the dumbest things around besides, troll IQ? 11, as smart as a troll. No, it doesn't work. A box of rocks, a fruity pebble, a rock, a box of rocks. You're talking about the one that sits in a urinal, right? Supposedly so things don't smell. Theoretically sterilizing the bowl as one pees on it. Urinal mint. I'm thinking of what we used to put in the men's room, in the urinals, in the bar and restaurants. Is there something else? Yeah, okay, we're on the same page there. Yeah, a cake of camphor with a hole in the middle. I don't know. Charlie, what do you find in your urinals? I'm not talking about things caked up in a urinal. No, no. We're talking about the... I don't know if they do that in Portugal. Maybe they don't. Oh, does it? I only knew it as one thing. A practical item bartenders had to put in the bathroom if they didn't have staff that did that for them. I did draw the line at the American Legion. I would go in there and I would put a cake in. I would put a sign in. I would not clean in there. Okay, probably just as well. I do want to maintain my appetite for later. I have a little pork chop and some broccoli waiting. I ate so much broccoli last night. I knew I would regret it, but fortunately not greatly. But I love broccoli if it's cooked right. So I cooked it right last night with wine and chicken. Right. The poem purpose makes a mess in the bath. Yeah, okay, spell check, right? All right. Wait a second, I have to go over there and I'll join you. Hand it over to Maui. I went looking in the wrong place. Silly, silly me. Oh my God. I forgot about these. Now, I went shopping, not with Dublin, and it wasn't a junk run, and yet I bought some junk. I bought a junk food I never buy. No, not never. Okay, I buy like once a year or less because I have high cholesterol and I'm not supposed to eat this kind of thing. But they're so good, and I found one I never saw before, and I thought, huh, I'll bet that's good. I bet that's the real thing. That's right. Me who don't like to eat pig. Our best cracklings ever. They had another bag of them that was different. They looked like there was nothing on it. Just all hard air, you know? And I saw this and I went, that looks like the real deal. And it is. And because it is, I really can't eat them. So I'm limiting them. Servings per container, 16. Serving size, 1/2 ounce. A 1/2 ounce. So I'm going to say a serving size is 1 piece. Well, not much more. 16 servings in this little bag. It can't be more than 2 pieces, right? Oh, you take care of Spunky, honey. You have a good day. It's the end of my day. I should be eating dinner instead of this junk. So crunchy. Yeah, gotta put this where I'm not gonna use it a lot. Okay, so we will come back to this because we have many projects. And some have a higher priority than others. I got this cute little, yeah. So had the landlord come down to get rent and fix my hot water pressure at my kitchen sink. Seems the pipe that my dishwasher connects to has been leaking. Oh my God. Oh my God. I have had that kind of thing happen. Dishwashers. Here's a secret about dishwashers I learned by a dishwasher repairman, from a dishwasher repairman. Almost always, the first problem is the filter is clogged. And the filter is not accessible by human hands. No, it's only repair hands, because they've got to take a bunch of shit off the front of the dishwasher. But when that thing gets clogged, it starts causing other problems and weird smells and all kinds of stuff. And eventually, it leaks. Watermelon bomb incident? I didn't hear about that. No, okay, you know what it's like. Yep, you know. It's not fun. It's a big job. I do not know why they make the whole unit that way. But they said almost every leak in a dishwasher comes from the filter being clogged. Wait a second. I'm crunching so loudly I can't read you. I don't remember a watermelon bomb. Oh, my watermelon bomb. Yes, that was different. That was terrible. Fermented. It was whistling. Yeah, that watermelon. Funny you would remember that. And it was a mess. Yeah, Seder, did you have to pull the whole front out? I mean, like everything has to come out because the filter is like underneath what looks like the sealed plastic. Well, there were two watermelon incidents in my life. One caused by one of my sisters, and one caused by fermentation, by bringing them inside Yeah, I understand that oinkness. I understand. And an arm and then take apart the entire. Yeah. Yeah, it's no little job. But that's where the leaks come from, the stupid filter. And they know that. They know that when they sell it to you, that is exactly what's going to happen. The filter gets filled. You can't do anything about it except take the whole sucker apart or pay someone else to do it. That's not fair. Some of us can't do it, you know? I mean, I don't have one now. I don't even have a garbage disposal in here. However, I did learn there's been a lot of changes. Like, I can't take a bath because there was no longer a way to stop the water from going out because it's got a big filter on it with big holes and a screw in the middle. So it goes straight down and there's nothing there. There's nothing to step on, but originally it had the kind that you stepped on to make it go up or down, close it open. I have, yeah. I'm looking to see if there's more here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is the house, the house must be over 20 years old then. Plumbing also has an expiration date. Electrical wiring does also. Like, old houses are not wired to take modern appliances. Not all of them. Yeah. Are you listening? That is hell. Oh yeah. It's life expectancy. Even if it's all copper piping, I don't think is more than like 20 years. So something done in 67. Things are gonna be given out. It's like, this is why I have no more desire to own a house. I did. I wanted my own house, property, blah, blah, because I thought that would keep me safe, basically. You know, have your own place, you have your privacy. Well, you know, we know why we want our own places. But practically speaking, when you have to figure certain things in, like, you got to write it down on a timetable. You're going to have to replace the roof approximately every 20 years or less. 15 to 20 years, depending on what kind of roof you put in the first place, which I didn't really think much about, even though I'd been through the roof thing, until my last landlady, when she had to make a decision. They offered her 3 different qualities of roof, and the top one was like $5,000. I was like, for this little place, it's basically, it's built like a condo, the row houses. So they have very little actual roof that's theirs, and that's a savings. But $5,000 just for that little thing, yeah, easy $10,000-$20,000 for a roof, and you're going to have to take care of that as on a regular basis. It's always going to happen. It's just knowing these things are going to be coming up is a source of stress for me. The pipes wear out, the electric wears out, everything friggin' wears out. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I'm hoping I don't need anything actually replaced. I'm going through enough shit. But anyway, I started to talk about this. I got a little, I didn't even know they made like these miniature kinds of things. I want to make Toblerina another weaving because, you know, she's going to need a blanket at different times of the year. We've got another calendar to work on, and in addition to that, you know, as many pictures as we can come up with, pictures and costumes. But I don't need, you know, I'm making a costume. Basically, I have to wrap the whole foot if I'm going to weave, because it's the size of the threads. We can only go so small. But this looked like, this is not so bad. I weave her stuff with this, with embroidery thread, which, as we can see, is extremely fine, which is why I need a different loom. When I do this, I have to make a loom out of a piece of cardboard or paper. But I wanted to make something a little fluffier, like with this yarn. So yeah, the wheels are turning. When I just stop talking, it means my brain's already planning things out. I'm already deciding what I want to use for a loom. I need to buy that loom. I picked out a small loom that only makes like 4 by 5 inches of weaving. It's like, that's my size. That we can put that on the desk, and I don't have to keep rebuilding something. I've got the larger loom that I built the first thing on. You saw that. But it's a really cheap loom, and the spacing is all right, but the wood itself is not polished, and they just threw some shellac on it, but everywhere it's cut, it's just rough, and you definitely don't want to pull any threads or yarn against it. So this other one I've eyeballed is made of plastic. It's all smooth, it looks like. And where it's not, where it might not be smooth, I can probably take out now with my, well, one of my tools, make it smoother. But I really am itching to go ahead and make something new. So with this yarn, I'll use a bit of it, and I thought it'd be fun just to use this because it would have all the automatic color changes like you're getting in your yarn, Seder. Yeah. So we did a lot of warm colors for the last calendar. I want to do some that are a little cooler, but I guess ultimately I'm just going to have to mix it up. It'd just be boring if it's all like one theme of color, one palette. Like, it's not a designer tool. If it's going to be one palette, you just make one picture and just leave it all year long like they used to do. So yeah, I'm itching to weave. I'll have to look. I'm going to look at Amazon tonight. There are so many nice looms. If I was going to go back into, like, if I was going to weave my scarves or something, there is a loom that is very much like the waist loom that you tie to a distance. You need some space. The loom itself is like about this long. It's just not big. It's got the shuttle that I love, but to get the length that you want, you actually you bring your warp out all the way to wherever you want to hook it. So like, it'll be my living room. This will be here in front of me, but I may be hooked up to my bookcase, like through my desk. And then when I need to do something, I'll have to take it all off, wrap it up, and set it up again the next time I sit down to weave. But the one I used to do for longer stuff was I would wrap it around my waist. So it tied around my waist and it tied around a chair. And I could keep moving the chair away as the weaving got longer. So, yeah, I liked that. But we're working with 1 inch now, which is just a crack up. I never thought I'd be like, oh, I just have to weave 1 inch. I actually thought about getting a bead loom. I hope I didn't mean to boom at you. I was thinking of a bead loom because then I would literally just have something that's, I can make tiny little glass bead, you know, bracelets for her. Or they'd be like a wide ring, 1 inch. Now this is floral wire, as you might have suspected with the presence of floral tape. And I am just looking for the thinnest one because one of the eyeglass ladies recommended floral wire for me to make my own glasses for Toblerina. Because with floral wire and my pliers, my jeweler's tools, I might be able to twist the wire around and make a frame that I can then cover in rice paper or whatever. And I don't know how that will work, but it's worth a shot. After all, sunglasses. She's got to have sunglasses. Of course, she's not going to have googly eyes and eyelashes on when she's wearing sunglasses. Now, I just want to see if this wire is much different. Okay, is this the end of it? I guess it is. That is way stiffer, I think. Oh yeah, that's way stiffer. Well, I'm going to unwind a little bit and I don't want to do that, do I? 1 second, where's my tools? Oh, okay, my little chicharinos, go away. You're tempting me. Yep, I think the love of bad food is programmed in me now. Jeweler's tools, there we are. If I could carry them over here. Ta-da! We just need a sample of this wire. I just don't have enough desks. I'll put this away when I get up again, which shouldn't be long because actually I'm starting to get hungry, and I don't want to get hangry. There's nothing to be hangry at. I'm real happy right now. So let's see. Toblerina. Now, I've never done wire wrapping, which is what gives me no confidence in me doing this, but I have to try because I haven't been able to find the right size toy sunglasses or any kind of glasses. And I'm not paying like $15 to $20 to get multiple pairs of a Barbie glass because it might not work. Now, there's no nose for this to go over. Oh, I got a phone call. My glasses are ready. The new prescription. So I'll be able to try those soon. Tomorrow I'll call the taxi company and arrange a trip. You know, I'm going to need something round to work on, I think. I don't have a metal peg like I've seen people who work with wire use. I think I actually went in the wrong direction there. I did. No, it's going to definitely be experimental. Okay, go that away. Come on. No, that's too big now. We can't have her have two different sized eyes. She has to be funny, not stupid. More. Kind of getting it. Oh, no. That's not it. She looks surprised. Okay, let's... No, no, no. Not like that. Well, it sounds like glass is falling. Well, let's get rid of some more excess because it's not helping me. Yeah, I've got to find a metal or really solid wood peg so I can wrap it around there so it's consistent, because I can see this is not going to work if I only eyeball it. I'm going to try it on the other side. Well, for one thing, they will definitely have to be taped on. Our first experiment. So I'll work on it. And then, oops, springy. Then I can try making them into sunglasses with the little black rice paper. Or the vellum, the heavy vellum, which is semi-transparent. I can just black marker on it, maybe. Less light, more light. All right. Well, practice makes acceptable. And this is not yet acceptable. Hey. Well, I have a direction to go in now. Yeah, I'll need something round to wrap this around. Now, I have seen, like when making chainmail, there's different size. Actually, for chainmail, there was this kind of like a ring measuring thing. It's just like a pyramid-shaped bullet, solid metal, and you wrap it around that, and that's how you get your size. So I've also seen pegs of different sizes, just on a card, a metal card, little metal pegs. Same thing, that you can use that for bending your wire. So I know I'm going to have to use something similar to that without investing in that, because how many times am I going to make glasses out of florist wire? I got this so that I can make props, other kinds of props, but like literally making little flowers and using this kind of thing. I got this, the cheapest thing, it just happened to have way more than I need, or probably will need in years. But there it is. I have it now. So fun. We love directions. Yeah. I love directions. I love figuring things out, but I do know what I need. So I'll be looking around the apartment to see if I have anything I could use. Even a screwdriver, if it's the right size, I can wrap around a screwdriver. These are not, I don't know, maybe, no, it'll be oval. It won't give me a round. We want round. That's for bending that stuff. No. No, I'm going to have to get what I need. Right tool for the right job. Right here. Right tool for the job. Okie dokie. All right. Maybe these glasses will work better than the ones I'm wearing right now. Huh, in a way. Narrow the focus. All right, my darlings, I'm gonna go and cook my food. I've got a cake to bake. I'll be back when I can. Definitely, we already know Sundays on Twitch, and I will try to be back here. If not tomorrow night, then Saturday. I have to look at a calendar to see what day it is anymore. So go to bed if it's that time for you, Charlie. Mr. Sater, I will see you tomorrow for sure. Unless something bizarre comes up for you. I'm pretty clear, I'm pretty sure. You too.